Sorry about that. Let me get my notes out here. Yeah. Now, you guys use some poll to get people on or to get invited to the debate. Is that how it works? You guys use. I'm sorry. Yeah.
We have pre-established objective criteria that we use for each debate.
Okay, and who established those criteria?
We those criteria. They've been established over a long period of time. We dust them off each year before an election cycle to review them for relevancy with the Attorney General's office and our legal counsel.
Okay, is there any public hearing or is there a notice of this process to the public? Is there a period for the public to provide input and testimony to these standards that you've set, these self-regulating standards?
I don't know if I've referred to them as self-regulating standards. So what is the nature of your question? Why are we having this conversation?
Because I'm a candidate for the 3rd Congressional District seat that you're holding a debate next Thursday at my alma mater, where I went there and I played baseball and was there on a basketball scholarship from 91 to 93. So I'm a graduate of Iowa Western Community College. I'm running for this congressional seat, and I'm shut out of this debate on Iowa Public Television. So.
But because you do not meet the criteria.
Right, and what are those criteria? Do you have it printed somewhere, or is this something that isn't written down anywhere?
Oh, it's written, and I can email it to you if you like, or if you want, I can pull them up and read them to you over the phone, whichever you prefer.
Yeah, go ahead and read it to me now.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Oh, no problem.
Okay, for the Iowa Congressional District debates, the following criteria apply. A candidate will be included in an Iowa Congressional District debate produced and broadcast by Iowa Public Television in 2014 if he/she can demonstrate that he/she satisfies the following 2 criteria. 1. He/she is a legally qualified candidate under FCC guidelines based on the following. Has publicly announced his/her intention to run for office, is qualified under applicable law to hold the office, and is qualified for a place on the ballot, or is publicly committed to seeking election by the write-in method and documents that he/she is conducting an active campaign, including has staffed campaign headquarters and is receiving press coverage. So that's number 1.
Okay, I've already satisfied number 1, so my name's on the ballot. So
number 2 has 5 parts. He/she meets at least 4 of the following 5 criteria. So 4 out of the following 5. The candidate is a nominee of a political party recognized under state law. Number 2, the candidate has made public position statements on at least 3 issues. Examples in press releases, campaign websites, campaign brochures, speeches, or other public statements. 3, the candidate has accepted at least $50,000 in contributions for the current election, is documented in appropriate campaign finance disclosure information for candidates for federal office. 4, the candidate has received significant press coverage, example identification as the candidate for the current election, in at least 5 bona fide print, online, radio, television, or cable TV news stories, and/or 5, the candidate has received 5% or more of support for the current election in a professionally conducted public opinion survey by an independent political pollster. There's also, as part of these criteria, a requirement for candidates to meet these criteria before a certain date to allow us the time to figure out logistics and to notify other participating candidates. So in this case, due to production logistic constraints, potential candidates must meet these requirements no later prior to the debate.
Okay, no later than what date?
3 weeks prior to the debate.
3 weeks prior to the debate. Okay, so You see, that cuts it very close. The filing deadline is August 15th, or was this year. So I filed on August 13th, and my name was certified that day on August 13th. But there's also a week or so period where people can challenge your signatures. So essentially, with this criteria you've set up, you've basically segregated and discriminated against every independent candidate who's running for office. And I haven't taken a single penny from a fellow citizen, and I've spent less than $200, and my name is on the ballot along with the other candidates. And I got 440 signatures to put my name on the ballot. David Young only had 276 party insiders that put his name on the ballot, and I was there at the 3rd District Convention for him. So, you know, and at you're supposed to spend $50,000 to run for this office, and then you can get on Iowa Public Television. Is that what I heard you say?
The candidate has accepted at least $50,000 in contributions for the current election.
Yeah, I've accepted no contributions because I'm running what's called a clean campaign and a digital campaign. So I find it's very sad. I've watched Iowa Public Television since I was a child, and I've lived in the state my entire life. And you're having a congressional debate at my college that I went to in my hometown, and I'm even shut out of this. So what is the fee for a ticket to get into this debate?
It's open to the public, sir.
It's open to the public. Okay, it's open to the public.
We do send out invites. To members of the campaigns or candidates that have qualified for the criteria that are participating in the debate. But there is no money for those invitations.
Okay, so it's open to the public then.
But it's open to the public.
Okay. Well, I'm also a citizen journalist, and I film public meetings and public events. So I will be there next Thursday night to film this debate that I was not invited to. And I would hope that no one from your organization attempts to interfere with my exercise of my First Amendment freedom of speech and freedom of the press rights.
No one has any intention of doing that. We do have a press room, and that's where a malt box is, and you're allowed to record from that location.
Okay, you have a press.
Allow cameras.
What's that?
Yes, we have a press room. We have a press room with a monitor that gets our live feed from the truck, and you're allowed to record from that location.
That's the only location that I can record from is from your. You've got a free speech zone.
Along with all the other members of the press, sir. We allow photographers and videographers in for the first 5 minutes of the actual debate, and then after that, everyone goes to the press room. Don't allow any photography after 5 minutes after the start of a live broadcast.
So I can't record the debate, is what you're telling me?
You can record the debate from the press room.
Oh, so what, I film your monitor, or am I able to film the actual stage from the press room?
You're able to connect to the same feed that feeds the monitor. So not only are you able to watch the live broadcast in the press room, you're also able to connect to a box that allows you to record directly from our live feed.
Okay, what kind of connection is that? Do you know?
I'll have to check to see what kind of connections we offer, what kind of connection will you need.
Okay. Do you understand how sort of ridiculous this entire exercise is? You do understand that, I sure hope.
I don't understand it as being ridiculous, sir. This is a process that this organization has gone through for greater than 30 years with the same legal counsel. It's the same standard practice used by single network.
White people used to own African Americans. Yeah.
We're a news organization. I know that we are partially funded by the public, but we're also a news organization, and we have journalistic discretion over what we broadcast and don't broadcast.
Well, I'm a citizen journalist, and I'm a member of the public, and as a citizen journalist and as a citizen, if I have the right to stand somewhere and write down my impressions, I also have the right to film my impressions in a public setting. So this is in a public university, a public college, paid for by public funds. I shouldn't be sequestered in a room somewhere, and I mean, this is ridiculous. So, but you guys are okay with, yeah.
That's where all press record the debate.
Well, I'm not a member of the corporate media, so I'm a citizen, a concerned citizen who happens to be on the ballot for this seat that you're televising a debate for. So, all right. Well,
I understand, but the same rule applies. You know, anyone, if you're a citizen journalist or a candidate interested in recording the event for
what rule? You
you
can call it a rule, but it's not the law. The First Amendment trumps this made-up rule. There's been no public input in this rule you've intend to impose on all of us. So, I mean, I'll be there that night, and I'll look at the room where you've got things set up and check it out. But when is this? Do you know when this is going to be broadcast on Iowa Public Television?
It's broadcast at 7. It's broadcast at 7 p.m.
Okay, it's going to be broadcast live then.
Yeah, it's going to be broadcast live at 7 p.m. Seating typically starts at 6 o'clock. We try to close the doors at 6:45. Press are allowed to take photographs and video right up till 7:05, which is 5 minutes after the beginning of the live broadcast. And then typically all press go to the press room if they're interested in recording information. We don't allow photographs or video after that point. Some members of the press sit in the audience and take notes. But as far as videography or photographs, we don't allow that.
Okay.
Part of the live broadcast.
So if I record this broadcast on my home video recorder and edit it later on and upload it to YouTube, are you guys going to attempt to sue me for copyright infringement?
No, I don't know why we would do that. Sir.
Well, I don't know why you wouldn't allow people to, you guys, you think you have all the power, but you don't. You don't. And this process, there's no transparency in this election process, and this debate process, there's no transparency. Is this going to be the same type of thing you're going to pull at Simpson College in Indianola? Is this the same procedure you're going to follow there?
It's the same procedure for all debates.
Yeah, it's the same procedure. So it's
similar criteria. We have criteria for all the congressional district debates, criteria that prospective candidates need to meet in order to participate.
Yeah, it's the illusion of.
We have that right.
Yeah.
We have that right by law.
Oh, sure you do. I know, because the two parties wrote the law. So there's the illusion of transparency, but that's okay. It's a good thing you're having this in a performing arts center, because this entire thing is one big act. So it's very fitting. But I'll send you an email just so I can get in writing the different parameters. What's your email address?
It's justin@iptv.org.
Okay, justin@iptv.org. Okay. And, I know you're just the guy that's got to tell me this stuff, that, they probably didn't want to have to take this call today and deal with somebody like here that is a candidate and a citizen journalist and is knowledgeable in the First Amendment. So I think it's a shame that...
I never mind these conversations. I actually prefer to get the feedback directly.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I can tell you.
Negative feedback.
I can tell you, I'll be up there at the state in Des Moines confronting the IPT Board of Directors on this issue whenever I can, and we're going to get this law changed, because you need to open this election process up to us poor common folk that don't have tens or millions of dollars to run for office, because it's very dangerous. You're basically you're tamping down dissent. You're engaging in prior restraint, and prior restraint is censorship. And I worked as hard as the other two candidates, and the Libertarian candidate was not invited to this debate too. I heard that you threw out his poll to prevent him from getting on the stage there too. So it's just it's very sad that.
That you're referring to, sir, was not professionally conducted.
Well, that's okay. I mean, I'm not here to argue with you. You can have your position statements and your procedures and policies, but I've got the Constitution, I've got the Bill of Rights, and I've got the First Amendment. So, and at some point, if I need to challenge this stuff in a court of law and let my fellow Iowa citizens decide who's being true to the Constitution, I guarantee that they will stick with the little guy and not the big corporate media people. So, but I appreciate your time today, and I'll send you an email so I can get that in writing, what the exact criteria are.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'll send it off to you as soon as I receive it.
Okay, thank you, Justin. Appreciate your time.
Yep.
Okay,
Likewise.
okay, bye-bye.